Now, before we continue, we need a point in alchemy theory. Not just observations, which you learned from scanning things with the thermometer. No, you have to actively learn something with the research table. So, the way the research table works is, you stick some paper in with the scribing tools, and you hit Create Theory. And what'll happen is, you click on a page on the sheet and 2 cards will come up. And you can choose from either one of these. You do what they tell you, and you'll get the points in whatever category it says. Now, each of these light bulbs is a point of inspiration. Every time you select a card, it uses some inspiration, usually 1, sometimes 2. And then once you've depleted your points of inspiration, you have a completed theory. And that completed theory will get you some percentage of a point in whatever categories you've studied, as we'll see. So we have 2 options. We can make these 2 vis crystals, which are not consumed, or we can make these 2, which are consumed. The bouncy exclamation point tells you that these will be consumed in the process. This will give us 40-something percentages of a point in alchemy. This will give us 25. Both of these are suitable, since we're trying to study alchemy. But this will give us more. And these are honestly not that expensive, so let's just go ahead and do it. Select this. We've picked up some points in alchemy. Move on to the next page. Now rethink. What it does is it will undo some of your learned progress, but also give you back a point of inspiration. Vacuous, which I know we haven't. Humanus. Humanus we haven't made any of yet. What are our options? What has Humanus? One of the things JEI can do is tell you what things have Humanus. Player heads at zombie heads. If only we had a farm generating tons of zombie heads. Oh, we don't want to throw the whole stack in. That would have been a mistake. This gives us an even number of everything, so we'll just throw in 1. Slosh. Slosh. And that should give us what we need, yes. Experimentation, give us some completely random points. We could do another reactions, which gives us more alchemy. Instrumentum, well, we figured out how to do that. And, the other one was Vinculum. Vinculum is trap. Oh, we got some already. I forget what gave us Vinculum. Yeah, but we got some. Soul Sand is probably your most obvious source of it, if we didn't have it already. So... Alright, next. The Concentrate card. It will give us 15 alchemy and a bonus draw, which means the next time we draw, instead of 2 cards, we'll get 3, so we'll have more options. Let's try to get an Arm Crystal. Oh, the Arcane Workbench. Silverwood. Silverwood's an option. Have we found any Silverwood? Yef. Yef we has. Slosh. Slosh. Right. Thank you. Next. Yeah. We can do reactions. We can do expression. Inspired. Takes two light bulbs. Give us 62 alchemy for free, basically. Concentrate. Yeah, we'll do that. Cognitio. I think I have any of you yet. Cognitio. Going by the name. Yeah. Brains. Slosh. Slosh. Right, sold. And... You know what? I'm going to take this one and just finish it off. Complete theory. Ah, there we go. We just got a couple of points in theory. So now, if we look at our knowledge totals, not only do we have points in observational knowledge, but we've got 2 points in alchemy theory, and a fraction of a point in fundamentals. So, these alchemy theory research points, we can now create an Essentia smeltery. Need some brass plates, a furnace, and some rocks. We need some more Salus Mundus. So why don't we use vis crystals that are otherwise not particularly useful and or that we have lots of. Metallum's cheap and we'll get a bunch of it. Herb is cheap, we'll get a bunch of it. Bestia will probably get some extras of, so yeah. Yeah. I just did the magical equivalent of crafting 21 anvils. Well, we just used up a whole bunch of vis crystals that I probably didn't want to use up. I've got some brass, which we can turn to brass plates. And we need some ignis crystals as well. I'm going to use our last ignis crystal that I didn't turn into 21 anvils. We have the Essentia smeltery. Now what the Essentia smeltery will do is, it will melt down an item and turn its magical aspects into liquid form called Essentia. Now to filter out and capture that Essentia, we also need these arcane alembics. We also need great wood for this, which we've also collected at some point. So I'm going to make 3 of these alembics, for reasons we will see shortly. And the way it works is, you stack them on top of the smeltery. Now to store this Essentia, you need something called warded jars, which are fairly simple. Glass panes with some slabs. Just going to craft up a few of them. And we got 9. That will do for now. Now, the way this works is, you throw some fuel in the bottom, and you throw in the items you want to melt down, and it melts them down. Now, occasionally you'll see little purple puffs come out, and that is flux being generated. So we don't want to do a lot of this if we don't have to. So the next thing we're going to do is, we're going to make another thermometer. So now we have a total of 3, for reasons we will see shortly. And just because we can, on general principles, we're going to scan it. Just to get what knowledge we get out of it. Now, over in the Artifice section, there's something called the Goggles of Revealing that I'm going to make. Now, if you take these and you put them on your head, they show you some information about the magical stuff in your world. So, if you look at these alembics with these on your head, you can see what essentials are in them. We boiled down some sugar cane, which has 3 different essentials, and so you can see that they've now been boiled down and stored in these alembics. So, we're just going to take these water jars and go slosh, slosh, slosh. Now we've got 3 jars with Essentia in them. Another useful thing these goggles do is, Shows you what's in your crucible. And they also give you a discount when crafting things. So, you can see how much Viz is available here. If we look at our thermometer, you see we have about 138 points of Viz in this area. Natural Viz in the atmosphere. And you need some of it to craft things at this arcane crafting table. Well, if you have a goggles of revealing on your face, use a little bit less Viz, which can make it a little easier to craft things that need higher amounts of Viz. Now, one other thing I'm going to do. Just craft up some of this enchanted fabric. It's just string and wool. You can make armor out of it. It's not very good armor, but what it can do is it gives you a Viz discount. You see, we've already got a 5% discount from wearing our goggles. So crafting this requires 95 Viz. Without it, it would require 100. So, goggles on. Let's craft a set of this. Now that we've done that, let's craft some of these. And although we have a 7% discount, it's still not quite enough. Thankfully it's recharging. The Viz in the air just sort of naturally recharges over time. One with you, and finally, if we can get enough Viz in the air, we now have the full set. So now, if we try to craft things in our arcane crafting table, we get a 13% discount when we're wearing this armor. Couple more notes about research. If you look in your research table, you see some objects that represent certain objects in the room. Basically, certain Thaumcraft objects can be used as research aids. If they're placed close enough to the research table, and you can select them, and selecting them unlocks some new avenues of research that you wouldn't have access to otherwise. At the expense of losing a point of inspiration initially. For instance, we're going to select the bookshelf, which provides a couple new research opportunities. One of them is the study card, which lets you get knowledge points for free without having to use any items. Another one of note is the one called Notation. And what it does is it takes away progress in one category, but gives some of it back in a different category. But while I'm here, I'm going to do a couple things that makes my research a little easier. First of all, I'm going to make some labels. Labels let you label these worded jars. You can see exactly what's in them at a glance. Slap, 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 slap. I'm also going to make some files, which are things that will hold exactly 10 points of Essentia, which you will use in certain recipes and certain researches. And one last important thing to note. You'll notice some purple clouds around certain lines of research. Those are warnings of eldritch knowledge. Things that may potentially cause you to slowly go insane if you pursue them, which can cause bad things to happen. I'm going to avoid those personally, but if you want to try your luck, then good luck and YOLO. So let's take it I need to make these stupid mistakes, because otherwise, without Mineman, this is not going to be very interesting.